Welcome to Quiet Waters Within.
Everyone says they are tired of mixed signals, tired of waiting 3 days for a text back, tired of being ghosted by someone they had genuine interest in, tired of people who play it cool so well you can't tell if they even like you. There's actually a word for the opposite of that now. Chalance, the opposite of nonchalant. And searches for it went up over 200% in a single year. That's not a small number. That's a lot of people all at once saying the same thing. I don't want the games anymore. I want someone who's clear and precise. Someone who shows up. Someone who isn't afraid to let me know they care. So here's what I want to ask you today. If you want that so badly, why does it feel so uncomfortable when we actually get it? Because I'm tired of the contradiction. So let's just say it plainly. We say we want someone who texts back, someone who's honest about liking us, someone who doesn't leave us guessing. And then it happens. Someone shows up exactly like that. Clear, warm, a little eager, no games. And something in us pulls back. We call it clingy. Too much, too fast. We start looking for the catch. Because surely nobody's just straightforward these days. Surely there's something wrong with them or something wrong with us for this to feel so easy. That's the actual subject of this video. Not why is everybody unavailable, because a lot of us aren't dealing with unavailable people at all. We are dealing with our own reaction to availability, and that reaction is worth looking at honestly. So here's what I think is actually happening. Ambiguity gives you cover. If nothing is confirmed, then nothing can really reject you. If someone hasn't clearly chosen you yet, then you haven't clearly been chosen, which means you also haven't clearly been exposed. You are still hidden inside the uncertainty, and hiding feels safe. Someone who plays it cool or someone who doesn't come correct gives you room to guess, room to hope, room to protect yourself in case it goes wrong. But someone who shows up, clear about liking you, honest about wanting you, no strategy, no games, takes that room away. There's nowhere left to hide once someone has fully seen you and fully chosen you. And that loss of a space to hide is what actually gets mislabeled as too much. It's not that they are too intense. It's that you are suddenly fully visible. And that's a different kind of uncomfortable. Think about how strange that actually is. We call the safest kind of connection too much, and the most uncertain, most anxiety-inducing kind we call exciting. That's worth sitting with for a second. And some of this got built into us by the tools we use every day. We can text someone constantly, watch their stories on WhatsApp and Facebook and other platforms, like their picture, keep a conversation going for months without ever actually risking anything real. It costs nothing. There's no moment where you have to say the vulnerable thing out loud and watch their face while you say it. So we've gotten used to a version of closeness that doesn't ask much of us. Which means when real Chalance shows up, someone actually saying, I like you, plainly, without a caption or a like button between you, it can feel jarring. Not because it's wrong, but because we've quietly lost practice with connection that costs something or make us vulnerable. We built a way to feel close to people without ever being fully known by them. And now the real thing, when it arrives, feels almost too loud. And then when you add dating apps into this equation, the whole thing gets amplified. Swiping instead of approaching, soft ghosting, the situation where someone just likes your message instead of replying, so the silence does the talking for them. Breadcrumbing, Just enough contact to keep you around, never enough to actually call it something. All of that is machinery. Machinery that lets us demand chalance from other people while never risking it for ourselves. Because if there's always another option, especially when it's one swipe away, you never actually have to find out whether you can tolerate someone fully choosing you back. You can keep asking the apps for honesty and clarity while quietly staying just vague enough yourself that nobody can really get close enough to leave. It's not that people don't want clarity. It's that clarity is a two-way risk. And a lot of us have only been willing to ask for our half of the risk. So let's slow down here because this is really the point of this video. Have you ever pulled back from someone the moment they got clear about liking you? Not because anything was wrong with them, but because it was suddenly real, and real felt like too much too soon. Have you ever downgraded someone's honesty into intense? Called someone too available like it was a flaw, instead of the exact thing you said you wanted? Have you noticed you feel more pulled towards the person who is a little unsure about you than the person who is completely sure? The uncertain one gets more of your attention, more of your thoughts, more of your energy, while the person who is just plainly steadily into you barely registers. That's worth being honest with yourself about. Not to make you feel bad, but just to actually see it clearly. Because a lot of us have spent years training ourselves to read distance as depth and read closeness as a red flag. And if that's true for you, it's not a character flaw. It's just something worth noticing clearly for the first time. Now, I want to be careful here because not all intensity is actually healthy. I mean, someone moving too fast, ignoring your boundaries, pushing past a no, love bombing you in 1 week, that's not chalance. That's a real red flag, and your discomfort there is accurate information. Please listen to it. But there's a difference between that and someone who is simply plainly available, clear about liking you, consistent, honest, and it only feels overwhelming because it's unfamiliar. One of those is a warning. The other is just a kind of love you haven't had much practice receiving. Learning to tell those two apart is actually one of the most useful things you can do for yourself. Here's the deeper layer beneath all of this. Ambiguity has been doing a job for you quietly for a long time. It's been protecting you from being fully seen and from being fully rejected once you are seen. As long as things stay a little unclear, you get to stay a little hidden. Nobody can fully leave someone they never fully had. Chalance takes that job away from you. It asks you to be visible back, not just to receive someone's honesty, but to actually stand in front of them and be known without any fog to hide in. That's the real trade being asked of you. And that trade, not the other person's personality, is actually the scary part. So what does real emotional availability actually mean once you strip all of this away? It's not about who shows up first or fastest or most enthusiastically. It's not about a personality type, and it's not something only certain people are naturally good at. It's the capacity to stay in the room once you've actually been met, to let someone's clarity land instead of immediately finding the exit, to take "I like you" at face value instead of translating it into "what's wrong with them?" Chalance isn't a trend, it is a skill, and like any other skill, it's one you can build, starting with noticing the exact moment you usually pull away. And now this is a very important point. So here's where you can start. Notice the urge to downgrade someone the second they get clear with you. Notice the word "too much" showing up in your head and ask yourself, is this too much or just unfamiliar? When someone chooses you plainly, sit with it for an extra second before you go looking for a flaw. Let the good, uncomplicated feeling exist for a moment without immediately auditing it. When you catch yourself more drawn to the person who is unsure about you than the one who is sure, name that quietly to yourself. I think I'm choosing uncertainty because it feels safer, not because it's better. Practice matching someone's openness instead of retreating a step to restore the old distance. It will feel exposed at first. That's not a sign you are doing it wrong. That's just what it feels like to stop hiding. So maybe the emotional unavailability everyone keeps complaining about isn't only out there in other people. Maybe it shows up the moment someone stops being unavailable, the moment they choose us plainly, and we find out whether we actually wanted them or whether we just wanted the chase. We say we want chalance. We say we want clarity, honesty, someone who shows up. Maybe the real question isn't whether other people can give us that. Maybe it's whether we can actually receive it without flinching when it finally arrives. Okay, I'll see you on the next episode of Quiet Waters Within.